Gerard Way is dangerous. Stay away from his tour bus. That guy can't.
Hello, it's Maddie, and in this video I'm going to have different suggestions for people who will want to get into the alternative genre. And it's really just, and I'm going to have 4 categories and 2 categories within that. So I have a post-hardcore scene, metalcore and nu metal, which I put into the same category. I know it's kind of dumb because those are like 2 separate music genres. And also emo and screamo, and that's in one category too. So I'm going to start with the one that I'm most confident at. By the way, there's going to be a lot of like overlaps. So like some of the emo stuff will also be post-hardcore, and some of the scene stuff might be like an entirely different genre. Like it'll like, but it'll also be scene. Like I think that a lot of this stuff is like based on opinion, but I sorted it into as best as I can, and I will include like the ones that I feel like I left out at the end. But we will start. I'm going to start with the one that I'm the most confident in, and that is emo / screamo. I did a description for all of them, and for emo / screamo I said pronouncing things weirdly and sometimes screaming in the background. That's just like a summary of what it is. And for emo, so Kyle Gordon did a parody of emo music, and like he did an amazing job, and it is like so funny, but like also it's so accurate. Like it's just so the lyrics may be silly, but like the way he sings it, like the vocals are also like really good. I don't know. I put the 2 separate categories inside of the category as recognizable and personally I like. So recognizable, it's like things from like TikTok and stuff that you may have heard. Some of them like aren't. I'll tell you like which ones are the most recognizable. And obviously, and like why I think they're recognizable. Okay, so for emo screamo, I have recognizable Collide with the Sky by Pierce Vale. And this is a very, very, very popular album. Don't click away yet if you're alternative and you want to get into more music in the genre, because I still have some of those there. And like some of these artists have like less than 10,000, some of them like less than 100 monthly listeners. So like, but like maybe I will include like a section at the end that's like everyone under 10k. Okay, so there's Collide with the Sky. If you don't know Collide with the Sky, this album is very, very popular, and it has King for a Day, which you probably heard, Match in the Water, which you probably heard, and those are like the main ones I can think of. But those were like very, very popular, and like they were TikTok-fied like at one point, and like people were like, I don't like Collide with the Sky anymore because now the posers like it, or whatever the hell. But the next one is The Drug in Me Is You by Falling in Reverse. I don't like Ronnie Radke. Ronnie Radke is the lead singer of Falling in Reverse, and I feel I could go on forever about him. And you can like check some of my other videos. I probably already have. Anyway, The Drug in Me Is You is like a very, very iconic album, and it has like the most like stereotypical emo songs you can think of. Like Good Girls Bad Guys, like that is like a very like popular song for the wrong reasons. Everyone was like, it's like the kind of song that you like sang to like the emo kids like in the hallways and be like, oh, you're so emo, why do good girls like bad guys? I hope that that's not enough to get me copyrighted. I don't know how this YouTube stuff works. I only like just started like last year, but yeah, there's that. There's also The Drug in Me Is You, the song, and also I'm Not a Vampire. Those are three like the most like well-known songs on the album. Okay, and then I have the Silence in Black and White by Hawthorne Heights. This album, a lot of it isn't like super popular, but there's one song that like you probably already know what I'm going to say if you know this album. There's one song that is like super popular among like Screamo fans. It's Ohio's for Lovers. And this is like it's an amazing song, but like if you play it too much, it will be overplayed for you. Like and that will eventually happen because it's such a good song, in my opinion. And it's like it's like another thing that like people would like say as like a joke to like make fun of emos, but that was like more in like 2010 when people would say that, I think. I don't know. Smosh made a joke about that. Made a joke about emos liking that song, so I'm not entirely sure. Dying is Your Latest Fashion from by Escape the Fate. Dying is Your Latest Fashion is I think it was their debut album, and Ronnie Radke was in the band at the time, and it's a it's a very popular album, and probably their most popular album, and it has like some of their like biggest hits like Situations and oh my god, there's one that I'm forgetting the name of. Not Good Enough for the Truth and Cliche. Wait, no, not. I don't remember the name of the song. It's something along those lines. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I say that every day though. Okay, then we have The Used, self-titled. That's like, it's just a fun album. Like, it's like pretty similar to MCR, but even though MCR isn't emo, I just included this on the list because, I don't know, I saw it on an emo album, or on an emo playlist, and I was like, I guess it's emo now, even though I've seen MCR on an emo playlist, and MCR is not emo. Then we have the album Reach by Eyes Set to Kill. This one I should have put in, I personally liked, but I don't really know a lot from the album, but like it seems like a very good album. Also, it has a female lead singer, which is like very rare for alternative stuff. There are like, I think I'm going to do a separate video on female-led alternative groups, or like bands. Okay, now onto the personally I liked. Okay, this album I liked because it was pretty underground, but like it was like probably like 200,000 monthly listeners. Wide Awake by Picture Me Broken. Picture Me Broken is great. Her vocals, her screaming, it's amazing. And then I have Wires and the Concept of Breathing by Skylit Drive. That album, it's very whiny. If you don't like whiny stuff, if you like Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil, then you'll probably like this too. It's very whiny, but it's also like the first, I think it's the first one, the first song on the album, Wires and the Concept of Breathing, the song, that's like absolutely like the best one. Like I had that song on repeat. I did have though A Reason for Broken Wings on repeat like 300 times. And that was, sorry, I'm trying to fix my bangs.
Andy Biersack, you are a rock and roll man.
Okay, I fixed my hair. And next after this is like a very, very small band. It's like under like 5,000 monthly listeners. I don't know exactly how much, but it's very, very little like compared to like a lot of the other Screamo bands. And like you can find a lot of like underground Screamo bands like just by looking at like the people also or fans also like page, where like you can just like look on for days and days and find like amazing Screamo bands that have like 2 monthly listeners. Anyway, it's Oh Sweet Ransom by Oh Sweet Ransom, and it's like, again, it's like very, very stereotypically emo, but it's like still so good. I really recommend listening to it, especially if you like Escape the Fate, both Craig and Ronnie. I think it's kind of similar to that. Next, we have The Hearts of Lonely People by Idols and Glaciers. This band had Vic Fuentes in it. I think it's Vic. I really hope it's Vic Fuentes, because I've been saying it's Vic Fuentes this entire time. This band had Vic Fuentes in it and someone else. I don't know. I'll put something up here when I do more research. And that's all I have for emo Screamo. Next, I'm going to do post-hardcore. I summarized this. Not pop punk, but heavier. I don't really know what that means. I hope that makes sense, and I hope it's accurate. It feels like it's very weird, because pop punk isn't supposed to be heavy. Pop punk is like Fall Out Boy or like Panic at the Disco, like early Panic at the Disco. Okay, so for recognizable post-hardcore music or albums, I have 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, or really just any MCR album. They are all so good. By the way, when I'm recording this, it's Gerard Way's birthday. Gerard Way is the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. If you didn't know that. I think right now my favorite is Bullets, or I Brought You My Bullets, and You Brought Me Your Love. But it's not about me right now. Okay, next I have Somewhere at the Bottom of the River. I think that's Law Dispute. This is like not as recognizable. Like, you won't like if you like go on to like an emo teenager's TikTok, you'll probably see them like lip syncing it, but like other than that, you probably won't find it many places. And then after that, we have Flyleaf. All Around Me is one. Also, Law Dispute and Flyleaf, they can both be like very like easily separated or put in different. They're not specifically post. Oh my god, they're not specifically post-hardcore. Like Flyleaf can be like seen as like post-grunge, Screamo, like I guess Screamo, Somewhere at the Bottom of the River. Law Dispute can be seen as Midwest emo, or also Screamo. Okay, now going on to what I like personally. I like really any band that Frankie Iero has done. Like Frankie Iero in general, like I feel like that's less post-hardcore than the other bands that he's done, like Leathermouth, Pensy Prep, and Death Spells. Those are all such good bands. I definitely, for someone who's like starting out with post-hardcore music, I would definitely recommend Pensy Prep, Heartbreak in Stereo by Pensy Prep. That it's like a lot more like chill than the others, and like Death Spells is like probably more scene, and Leathermouth is probably more like metalcore. But Heartbreak in Stereo is like pretty like there's some screaming. It's more like that's also more screamo. But next we have metalcore. The quote I did for that, or the summary, was just screaming in all caps. Which isn't the best description, obviously, but like I just didn't know what to say for it. It's metal. Like, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, and you probably understand it. But nu metal is kind of different because it's like more like dad rock-y. Like the recognizable albums that I wrote down were Follow the Leader by Korn, the album with like Freak on a Leash, and then next is Toxicity by System of a Down. This has like Chop Suey. My personal favorite on the album is Absolutely Needles. Such a good song. It's like it's a little graphic, but like I feel like System of a Down is like also kind of graphic. Personally, my favorite System of a Down album is Mesmerize, but I guess we're still not talking about me. I wrote down anything Metallica. That's because I don't listen to Metallica, but I think that's nu metal.
God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
It's, I don't listen to Metallica, but I've heard it's good, and I probably should listen to it. But anything Metallica, if someone would like to type in the comments what Metallica albums are the best ones, or the best for people starting out with metal, please do. And then I have Around the Fur by Deftones. This has like Around the Fur, Be Quiet and Drive, etc., etc. And I really just did nu metal / metalcore so that I could talk about metalcore, because I love metalcore. Recently, I've gotten into a lot more metalcore, like the album Suicide Season by Bring Me the Horizon. By the way, Bring Me the Horizon, hot take, a little overrated. Like, just their newer stuff, like the old stuff, like Season, it's really, really good, but like the new stuff isn't really metal enough for me. And then I have I also like Graveyard Shift by Motionless in White. It's a good album. And like I think that there are like barely any skips on that album, which I feel like a lot of these don't have a lot of skips. Okay, this one is super underground. These people have like less than 1,000 monthly listeners. This album is called Underground in all caps by Rat Bastards with an S, or with a Z. Rat Bastards with a Z. And it's very fun. Oh, and also, I don't remember what the album is called, but I remember they had a single called Bloody Urination by, I don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm not going to try because I don't want to humiliate myself. They literally only have 15 monthly listeners by the time I'm recording this, and it's, like, what, like, got me into, like, metal. Like, that's not, like, it may sound ridiculous. I only got into, like, metal recently. Like, I've been into Screamo a lot, but, like, metal, like, other than nu metal, I've just gone into, like, metalcore. Also, a complete shift, Korn by Korn. I know I should have put that on recognizable albums because, you know, it's Korn. But, like, I just wanted to say that I love this album. This is, like, I think one of the best albums that they've done, and it is like one of the most popular, but like I don't know, it's still really good. And this is Metalcore, Stand Up and Scream by Asking Alexandria. It's like kind of like a classic for like Screamo, emo, like there's like this one song, The American Average, and it's like super freaky. So if you don't want to listen to freaky stuff, don't listen to that song. But I don't know. I mean, clearly you're a little bit freaky because you're watching this. Okay, next I have Laugh Tracks by Knocked Loose. I've been really getting into Knocked Loose lately, and it's very heavy. So if you're not into heavy stuff, it's probably not for you. But Laugh Tracks is probably like one of the least heaviest albums, but it has like some of the best songs, in my opinion. Okay, now on to Scene. As a summary, I titled this Good Shitty Music. You're like, Maddie, what the fuck? What do you mean good shitty music? Can't have shitty music and have it also be good. I mean bad music, but like it makes you feel happy. Like, this is at least just in my opinion, like this is just a summary for me. This is for me. But for the recognizable, I did Old School Masters by Cyril, S3RL. They're the same person who did Shoulder Boulder, which you've probably heard of. What's Your Medium by the Medic Droid. It's a pretty good song, or pretty good album, but it has For Sure on it, which is like one of my favorite songs. And like honestly, like the rest of the album is like okay compared to that song. Like it's just so fire. And then I have A Fever You Can't Sweat Out by Panic at the Disco. This one is debatable. You can say that this is not Scene and it's actually pop punk, and I will say yes, it is pop punk, but I think it's a little bit Scene, and I didn't have pop punk on here, and I didn't want people coming at me for saying that Panic at the Disco is emo or Screamo, because it's absolutely not Screamo. That would be very cool though, listening to like Ryan Ross and Brandon Urie like
scream their asses off.
Next I have Want by 303. It's 30 exclamation point 30H exclamation point 3. And he was the one that did a song with Kesha during that time. I think it was blah 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 blah. And he also did I Can't Do It Alone, which is I think one of my favorites from the album. And he also did Don't Trust a Hoe, or it's not called Don't Trust a Hoe. It's called Don't Trust Me, but it's like everyone calls it Don't Trust a Hoe. And then we have I'm Not a Fan, but the Kids Like It by Broken Side. This album is like some of the freakiest shit I've ever listened to. Like a lot of Scene music is very freaky, especially like if you go down the route like fans of I always say Brooklyn Side. Fans of Broken Side also like, by the way, it's spelled with a Y. Broken, SYDE. And then after that, we have Cash Only by Millionaires. You'll probably know this. It has Party Like a Millionaire and like Take Your Shirt Off, and it's a pretty good album. There's only one thing though. I think like recently something came out where like one of the singers was like a Trump supporter or something like that. Just have that in mind while you're listening to it. But personally, I like Identity by Good With Grenades. And I actually only like one song from it, which is Bruises and Bite Marks. But it's such a good song. I did have that song on repeat for a bit. And then I have You Can't Spell Slaughter Without Laughter. by I Set My Friends on Fire. I Set My Friends on Fire is great. It's like one of the best scene bands in my opinion. And it's like a little like goofy. Oh, what's it called? Sex Education by I Set My Friends on Fire. By the way, it says Smosh on it. I'm like, I like Smosh. I don't know why it says Smosh. But that's like a really funny, good song. And then I have Till the Wheels Fall Off by Dot Dot Curve. That's an album that I like too. I only listen to a few songs from that. It's very fun. Like, I think that those are really scene. By the way, scenecore and scene are two separate things, if you didn't know that. Like, it's totally fine. If you've been, like, calling yourself scene and you've been listening to, like, Barely Human, that's totally fine. Like, you can listen to Barely Human and listen to stuff and call yourself scene, because, like, you can listen to other genres. Like, it's really not that big of a deal if you're gonna listen to two separate genres. I don't know. Don't gatekeep. Don't gatekeep. Be nice to each other. And have a good day. Oh, wait, one more thing. There is a few things that I would like to point out, or like some albums that I would suggest for you. If you're trying to get into these genres that I did not mention, and here they are in all their glory. Ooh. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and you can like and subscribe if you want. I do a bunch of like content like this. I haven't done a video in a while, but I appreciate you. I love you guys. Thank you.
Can't be trusted. Stay away from him. Stay away from his band's van. His band is My Chemical Romance. He likes to kidnap his